And we are live. Welcome to Homemaking with Purpose, where we bring to you the best ideas, interviews, and information for today's homemaker. On tonight's show, we are going to welcome Kenya from Kenya's Decor Corner. She's going to share with us her homemaking journey and teach you how to style your home on a budget. So if you want to decorate for the holidays and you're not sure where to get started, keep it locked right here because Kenya is going to really help you sort that out. But before I bring Kenya on, if we're just meeting, I'm Denise Jordan, and I teach traditional homemaking for today's homemaker. So if that sounds like something that interests you, then hit the subscribe button and double tap the little bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And I tell you, I'm just really excited about tonight. And also, let me just say that tonight's video or tonight's episode, I should say, is brought to you by Apron Diva. Pretty and practical, we believe that an apron can be a homemaker's best accessory. And tonight's featured apron is the Robin. And yes, it was the featured apron last week as well, but it's just such a pretty little iconic apron that is just so reminiscent of Christmas. So if you're looking to get one, you need to order it now so that you can get it and beat the Christmas shipping rush. Okay, so let's get into it. Before we bring Kenya on, I have a question. Oh, let me say hello to folks over here real quick. So hello to all you guys who jumped on. Hey, Leanne, Blue Skies, Tina Robbins, Bree, I bet you that's Bree's project book. Melinda from Mimsy Whimsy, Karen Kincaid, Jane Beckman, everybody, hello to the chat. And Amateur Decorating Like a Pro is on with us as well. So we got the decorating community has joined us tonight. They have come out in force to support Kenya, but I have a question for all of you that are parents. And my question is this, and I'm going to type it in here, but my question is, do you ever feel like you are a bad mom or a bad parent? Or a bad homemaker is the question. That's the question. And let me make sure it's spelled correctly because when I'm typing on screen, I can never seem to be able to spell just right. So here's my question to all of you in the chat and that are watching. Do you ever feel like you are a bad mom or a bad parent? And while you're thinking about the answer to that question, I'll give you the backstory. I was talking with a mom last week, and she said she didn't feel like she was a good homemaker, a very good homemaker. And I asked her why. And she said because she doesn't always have dinner on the table by 5:30 like her mom used to do. Her table is not nicely set with all the flatware, the tablecloth, and like pretty little bowls with food in them, Pinterest perfect and all that kind of thing. So let's hear from several of you as to whether or not you've ever felt like you were a bad homemaker before I tell you what I said to her. So we're going to come over here and we see that Nisi Ness says all the time. So Nisi, why do you always feel that way? Share that with us. And Blue Sky, oh, she's talking to someone else. Frugalista, who says, yes, mom never, but homemaker, yes. So she never feels like a bad mom, but she does sometimes feel like a bad homemaker. And Blue Sky says she's not a mom, but she feels like she's not the greatest homemaker. And Patricia says, or rather Tina Robbins says, all her children are grown now, but there was a time when she used to feel like that. And then Patricia says it's happened to her a few times because she always had to work when her sons were young. And then Rachel Knight says, yes, because sometimes she needs a moment to herself or when she's having too many medical things going on, everything just seems falls short and nothing gets done. Yep, the frugalista is here. So, okay. So let me tell you what I said to this mom after we've talked about what you guys have thought. And it looks like that's a theme that resonates with many of you, that you feel like you're not a good homemaker. And what I said to her, as I've said to several of you guys, and I'm going to type that in here, is to don't compare your beginning to someone else's middle. Oh, I hit the button before I could get all the spelling accurately, but it's don't compare your beginning to someone else's middle. And I think this quote is from Chris Ducker, maybe. Sean Cannell says it all the time, and he tells us who he got it from, but I don't remember right now. But here's the thing that I want you to think about and what I mean by that. When I say don't compare your beginning to someone else's middle or someone else's end or a lifestyle that is not your own. For example, this homemaker is a business executive. Her days often start at 7 a.m. and sometimes before, and it's often 6 or 7 p.m. when she gets home. That means dinner could be at 8 o'clock, or it could be they're ordering takeout, or her husband fixes something quick. On weekends, she'll often make several meals and put them in the freezer for use later in the week. And of course, there's sometimes the occasional business trip when she has to be away from home. Now, what does her family think? Her family thinks she's a good homemaker. They say she's not only a good mom, but they say she's a great mom. And they appreciate the work that she puts in so they have a comfortable home. So, does she have a comfortable and cozy home? Yes. Is it Pinterest perfect? No. Is the family well fed? Yes. Do they work as a team to make it all happen? Yes. So, in fact, this homemaker I should say, this young executive is a very good homemaker. And she's typical of the many working moms we have today. Her lifestyle is very different from when she was a child, when parents tended to be home by 5 o'clock and dinner could be on the table by 5:30 or 6 o'clock. That's not the lifestyle she's living. And so I suggested she has to run her own race. So I want to suggest that to all of you out there. You have to run your own race. And if you're not a stay at home mom, but you're a working mom or a working parent, then you have to create the lifestyle that fits your schedule. For those of you that are stay at home moms, sometimes you may still have some days where things are a struggle because, again, life happens. All right, so there's that. So let's bring Kenya on. I was really excited to hear her say that she would come on the stream. So everybody, please, let's give Kenya a warm welcome to the platform.
Hi.
Kenya, it is really good to see you. So thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Absolutely.
All
Thank you
right.
for having me.
You are quite welcome. And I have got so many questions I want to ask you. But before we get into the home decor questions, let me just ask you. Oh, let me tell the chat, if you have a question, put 4 question marks in front of it and behind it, and then I'll try to get to it. We already have a lot of questions on deck, so we'll see what happens. And Kenya, I'm going to try to go kind of rapid fire because we got a lot of questions. So
I'm ready.
yes, a lot of questions already. And let me just say, Kenya, I absolutely love your channel. You are an amazing decorator.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
You really are. And I really like the new series that you're doing, How to Style Your Home with Kenya's Decor Corner, because you are teaching us so much. I've just been so inspired by some of the things that I've seen you do.
Oh, fantastic. That's really why I'm here. That's the whole purpose of my channel, is to hopefully inspire someone to, as homemakers, not just to keep their home clean, but also beautiful.
Okay, all right. All right, so I'm going to go ahead then and get into the Q&A. So first of all, would you tell us about your family? How long you've been married? How many children you have? A little bit about your life as a homemaker.
Okay, so it's actually funny because I've never really thought of myself as a homemaker, because I'm kind of like the young lady you described earlier. I have a professional career and I have family, so I never really thought of myself as a homemaker. But in the grand scheme of things, when you really look at it, definitely I am. I'm taking care of my family, and my work. So my husband and I, we've been married 10 years. We actually met at the gym, which was one place that I said I would never meet my husband. And so it was kind of ironic. I didn't take him seriously at first because I was like, I met you at the gym. I'm like, mm-mm. And we became friends first. And then our friendship grew into a relationship. And so then we have a blended family. So total, we have 5 children. Addison, which many of you guys know, if you are some of my viewers, you know Addison because he's made cameo appearances on my channel several times. He's our youngest, and he recently, well, he's 7.5 now, in the 2nd grade. So most of our other children are already adults. We have one, the next youngest one is 16. And so, he's basically almost an adult, young adult, right? He's already got his own busy schedule and things that he's doing. So here in our home is just us and Addison basically, and but trust me, Addison keeps us very busy, right?
Like so many, you are trying to balance work, home, and family. So are there any tips or tricks you want to share?
Well, I think you made a very great point in telling the community that don't compare your, situation to someone else's. It's very easy to do that, right? I think we all at some point feel like we're inadequate. But that's just the enemy, right? So it's like we just do the best that you can, and that's all anyone can expect. So for me, I know that some of the things that I like to do is, number one, try to stay grounded and stay rooted, and know that just because you see a snapshot on Instagram or you see a beautiful photo on Pinterest, that may not be even that person's real life. That's just a snapshot. And so we can't compare our entire life to a snapshot of something that someone else has done. So I try to stay, sorry about that.
I was saying absolutely. I'm getting a weird echo, and I'm not sure where it's coming from. Well, Mickey Blue Sky said it's coming from my end, so I don't know if it's coming from my iPad, which I usually use, but I've also got my Kindle up to try to navigate some of this technology, but we'll just see. I'll try not to talk too much, but we'll see what happens. Okay.
So the only tip that I would say is try to be as prepared as possible. Prep as much as you can. You said the young lady does. I generally do my cooking. I'm that mom who cooks maybe twice a week, and then we eat leftovers, and my family knows that it's leftover night. And then we have one night that we kind of, Friday is our free form Friday. So we can have whatever we want. If we want to have cereal, if we want to have grits, if we want to have hot dogs or pizza, whatever. Friday is a free day. So it's no worries for everyone. And I think that helps to keep me sane also, because we're not worried about what we're going to do. So I think just being as prepared as you can and just being realistic about your life, and not, like you said, comparing it to others.
Okay. Right. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. And there's 3 videos of yours that I really want to focus on. And I'll put the links to those videos in the description box so that people can check them out later. But I'm going to share my screen. And the first video that I want to bring up was the fall entryway video. And I was just so impressed with that video because it just really made me think outside of the box. So it was just so inspirational. And so I decorated my entryway based upon seeing this one. Now, of course, it looked nothing like this, but
It's just inspiration.
right. So can you walk us through what you did in this entryway and why?
Sure. So to be quite honest with you guys, it was in the evening when I started. I was like, you know what? I am going to just go ahead and decorate the entryway. I didn't necessarily plan in advance for it, but I knew that I wanted to add a few pieces, and I basically wanted to use what I already had in my home. And also, I didn't want to pull all of my decor out. So if you guys follow me, you know that I have quite an extensive home decor collection because I've been decorating my home for more than 15 years. But I wanted to just grab out a few key pieces to add some accent to the space without completely, taking everything out and starting all over. So I was very strategic about the items that I switched out. And I saw that you were showing there how I had everything white before. That white neutral look was from spring, and I let that transition through the summer. So I was actually quite ready for a change too. Fall brings the warmth of the time of the year. And so I wanted to incorporate that in my home. So all I did basically was interchange some chairs from those chairs there that you're seeing. The gray chairs were in our foyer. More in our foyer, I just moved those to the entryway and put the lighter colored chairs in that place. Added a couple pillow covers. Those orange pillows are actually pillow covers from Amazon. I think they were like four for $15, and they're very nice quality. They're velvet, so they're very nice. And I grabbed a couple of throw blankets from my closet, added a wreath and a few other accessories, and there you have it. So it didn't cost me anything to decorate my entryway.
Okay. I really like the way you use so many neutrals. Can you talk about that? And you did a lot of layering. And what does that mean?
So for me, layering definitely adds, number one, it's like a designer touch, right? If you are looking at any professional interior decorators, they tend to do layering because it gives more of warmth and more comfort. And so I like to do that. I know some people like to have negative space, so they like for things to be sparse. So it's really a preference. But for me, I prefer the cozy, comfortable, welcoming look of layers. And I tend to do that in most of my decor. And I chose the neutrals because if at any, I like to purchase my key pieces in neutrals, like my staple pieces, like the chairs and things like that, in neutrals, because then you can add in other colors for any other time of the season, and it all works seamlessly. So you're not having to spend a lot of money on replacing a chair or a sofa, right? If you choose something that's neutral, a neutral base, then you can decorate throughout the year. And you guys know, if you don't know, I am a seasonal decorator. So I like to decorate my house throughout the year for each season. When the seasons change, my decor changes. And I know some people don't do that, but it's really because they think it's expensive. Honestly, I was talking to someone just today and she said, "Oh, I can't afford to do that." And I said, "You just have to know where to shop, when to shop. And then you buy key pieces that can be used throughout the year and that are timeless to be used for years to come. And once you do that, then you've got your foundation set."
Okay. So I want to, well, first of all, these gold candlesticks here, you said you'd had these candlesticks for almost 15 years. How do you manage to do that? I don't have probably any decor that I've had that long. So how do you manage to do that?
So what I do when I'm not using my decor, I store it away in a way that store it away in bins in a way that is protected, right? So I don't pack like I'm moving, but I definitely store things properly. I wrap them in paper if necessary, or bubble wrap, or just even stuffed towels in there, or even pillow covers. If there's seasonal pillow covers or seasonal pillows, you can put them around your items too. But That's what I like to do when I'm not using my items. I store them away. I know sometimes for people, storage is an issue. And so then you have to really be selective about the items that you're choosing. And that's when you definitely want to choose items that are timeless pieces that will, like you like to say, evergreen. They're going to last you for years and years and years to come. So not so much the trendy stuff, but things that's going to, be used throughout time. And so I like to store them away, and then just pull them out when I'm ready to use it. And those candlesticks, they are more than 15 years old. I had the price tag on the bottom of them. I paid $7 for those 15 years ago from Big Lots, and they're super heavy. So they were a great piece that I found in the first place. And then I just put them away and pull them out when I'm ready.
So that is great advice. So my question then is, you said several times to pick up pieces that are timeless. How will I know what is timeless? And you see this question says number 7 because I had it further down the list, but I think we need to address that like right now. Like, how do we know when something is timeless?
Sure. Okay. So, that's something that might be kind of hard to articulate. I think sometimes you just know when you know, right? And so the problem with that is my sister is one of those people that don't know. And so she's like, but I don't know. So the best way I can explain a timeless piece is something that is not trendy, something that's not, that's just hot right now, that's fab right now. So a timeless piece is something that's usually going to be clean lines. It's going to be something that's usually like a solid pattern, or a solid color. It's not going to be like some colors that are trendy colors like magenta pink or something like that, because that's time. You can determine a time frame based on that. So think of like a little black dress. If you're going to an event and you don't know what to wear, you can always grab your little black dress out of your closet. If it's a dressy event, you'll be dressed up enough. If it's a casual event, you can be casual enough. So you want to find those pieces that's just that piece where it's like, this is a beautiful piece, but it's not so much so that I'm not going to like it in 10 years, but it's a piece that is going to transcend those 10 years, and 50 years from now, someone will see that and go, wow, that is an amazing piece. That was a quality piece that was purchased 50 years ago.
So do you see the piece that I've got on the screen that I pulled up from your amazing and affordable haul decor video?
Yes. Yes, I see that.
So this is a good example of what you call something timeless. The lines are clean, it's in a neutral color, and it's not real trendy.
Exactly right. When when I saw that piece, I honed straight in on it. I was like, beeline right over there. That's what I'm grabbing. And it was at one of my favorite stores I like to shop in, and the prices there are always amazing. And so that base was only $20. And I don't know if you guys can tell the scale from the video, but it's almost 3 feet tall. It is large. It's not a little vase. It is, and that's another thing too, that when you're looking at timeless pieces, and for me, what I like to do is invest in substantial pieces, not a lot of little pieces, because after a while it becomes like tchotchkes, right? It's like these are just, they all kind of blend in with each other, and they don't really make a huge statement. So for me, when I'm looking for timeless pieces also, not always, but most of the time when I'm purchasing something that I feel like is timeless, it's going to be something that is of a substantial size. So it's going to really make an impact in my space.
I like that idea. Going to make an impact. Okay. Let's see. So when I looked at that entryway, how do you suggest that? Let's say we want to try to do something similar to that in our own home. What are your suggestions for that homemaker?
Okay, so first, you always want to look at your space and how do you live in it? Like, how is that space being used? Because you want your decor to be functional. You don't want your decor to be such that people feel like they can't sit or walk through or touch anything because they don't want to mess it up, right? I have a child, and our children, even though they're adults, we have a grandson also that comes over. So everything in my home is pretty and functional. And so I think that's important to think about how you use the space. Then after that, you need to look at what items you have already. And sometimes you have to think outside the box. You know, I said in that video too, I think in one of the clips, I showed how I used one of my jackets and my purse and a hat as decor. Sometimes we think that decorations have to be, you know, a statue or artwork or florals or candles or whatever. Sometimes decor is whatever it is, right? And in that case, it was my jacket. And you can see how I just looked in my closet. I said, you know, this is a coat rack. Let's add a coat. So I just grabbed a jacket that I already had in my closet that was in what I felt like was fall color and incorporated it into the decor. Yes, you can see there, I showed everyone how you could simply add a wreath, and that wreath was an affordable wreath also. But then I also said, now if you want to change it a bit and do something that's not so traditional and maybe a little bit outside of the box, then you can grab a couple items from your closet. And most people have a jacket, you know, you have a purse and you make, there we go. And it worked perfectly with the decor without it being decor, right?
It looks good.
Thank you.
And I thought it looked good even with the purse. I thought the purse, the hat you had earlier, I just thought it looked so nice.
Actually, if you go forward a little bit more, you'll see I add the hat a little bit after. That's just showing the jacket, and then I'll add the hat here in just a bit and the purse. And actually, that's something that I would wear also. I'm not would, I do. I wear those items, so it's not props, you know.
Okay. So I just got another note from Mickey Blue Skies. I guess I'm still coming through. So I'm going to turn off one of these devices and see if that helps. Because I've got on a device that I don't normally have on. So maybe that's what's doing it. So I'll turn that one off. And we'll see if that helps. Okay.
So yeah, there it is with the hat and the jacket and the handbag.
Okay. It looks so cute. All right, I'm going to stop sharing the screen here. Come back over here and let's see. So we're going to go to a question real quick, and it is, I want to decorate my home for the holidays, but I'm not sure where to start.
Okay, so whenever you're ready to decorate or you think you want to decorate, the first starting point is, where do you want to decorate? Do you want to decorate your family space, an entryway space to greet your guests, or maybe your bedroom and you want to wake up to it every day, which I think it's amazing to wake up in the morning and see my Christmas tree looking at me. I like to put a Christmas tree in my bedroom, and I like to lay down with the lights of the tree on. It's just, to me, it's very heartwarming. So first you start with deciding what area you want to decorate, and then you need to decide on your budget. If you have a budget and you can, you know, do a bit of shopping, then you want to choose where you want to purchase your items. And I would suggest that most people start with discount stores, because you can get the most bang for your buck. So that's stores like Ross, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Home Goods. Those stores are like Mike Burlington's. Those are my top 5. Those stores I shop all the time. If you follow my channel, you know that that's where I like to go. I go there a lot. And that affordable, amazing and affordable home decor video that I showed, all of those items were from Ross. And I also in that video showed how they were items that were dupes from stores like Macy's, Z Gallery, Neiman Marcus, like high-end stores. You just have to know where to shop to find items that are beautiful on a budget. So once you've decided where you want to decorate, what do you have already at home, then you go out shopping to get any items to incorporate with that to accent what you have already. And then you go home and just decide where you want to place it.
Okay, sounds great. So now this question, and there's very similar, what, the wrong one. So it's this one, number 5, which is I want to decorate for the holidays, but I don't want it to take over my home decor. How can I decorate and it be seamless so that it flows together? And then I got a question that came in on the community tab that is very similar, which was my home is already decorated, my favorite colors. How can you incorporate the seasons and the holiday without totally changing the decor you already have? So those two
Okay,
questions are pretty much the same.
they are very similar, but the second question I would answer a slightly bit different. So since that one's up, I'll go ahead and answer that one. Okay, with your home is already decorated, you already have your favorite colors. You have your favorite colors. You know what you want. How do you incorporate decor with that? Then, if your favorite colors are not the traditional colors for whatever season you're decorating for, then be untraditional. If for Christmas, they have non-traditional colors also. So if your favorite color is teal or purple, they have purple ornaments, they have purple angels, they have purple whatever, snowmen, they have snowmen wearing purple suits, whatever. So you just find decor pieces that coordinate with whatever your favorite color is. And if that, and sometimes that means too, not necessarily going way out. You might just get a pillow cover and change out your pillow covers from a neutral color to now this, whatever your accent color is. So it's really easy to do that if you are, and there's lots of channels out here too that um, not that doesn't always use the traditional colors. I personally do like to use the traditional colors, but Denise, you probably know I am a part of a group called the Dream Team, and it's
Yes.
a group of ladies here on YouTube that we all love decorating, but each one of our styles are very different. And that's really, I think, the great thing about our group is because we each bring something different to the table, but in the overarching umbrella of home decor. And so with that, many of the ladies within that group, they have signature colors and they show on their channels how to incorporate seasonal decor using their signature colors. So if your signature color is hot pink, there's hot pink pumpkins out there, right? You can go get you a hot pink pumpkin and put it with some greenery or some, if not greenery, then some sparkly picks if you're a glam girl, and make your look like that, right? So it can be, you can use whatever color you want. You don't have to always think traditional. Now with the other question, and can I see that question again?
Yes.
Oh, how do you not take it over? Okay, so that's a great question, right? Because just today I uploaded a video. As you guys can see, I'm sitting here in front of my bookcases. I'm so happy to have my bookcases decorated because I bought them several months ago, and I did take my time in curating the pieces that I wanted to use to decorate it because I really wanted a specific kind of look. Because my bookcases are really kind of farmhouse-ish, kind of French provincial, but I didn't want to go all the way there. I still wanted to add some modern pieces, some traditional pieces. And so I took my time in curating it. And in decorating this, I first decorated with just the decor items. And then afterwards, I interjected the seasonal items. So it would be very easy for me to, if I wanted to change this up a bit, all I have to do is remove this fall leaf plate and this mustard colored plate. And now I just have a simple look that is very neutral and could be for any season. This is a transitional look. Same here with the little birdie here. All I have to do is remove those pumpkins there. And now I have a very transitional look. So what you want to do is first, if your home is already decorated and you like the way it is, then decide what accent pieces you want to incorporate. So you don't have to take away everything and then add in a whole big pumpkin to take up your space. Now you can if you wanted to, or you can just say, I'm just going to add a few pieces here, a few key pieces here or there, and that will then give you the seasonal look without having to completely redecorate your whole house.
And I think very this question, which says, I want to decorate for the holidays, but I'm more of a minimalist when it comes to decorating. So any suggestions on how I can decorate for the fall and winter holidays? And I think you just gave a pretty good example of that.
Exactly right. I consider myself a maximalist at heart. I live in Texas, and so here, bigger is better, bigger is more. That's my personality. Even though I'm not from Texas, that was my personality before we even moved here. So living here is just like my cup of tea. But I know that for some people, they really aren't that way. They don't necessarily like or want so much decor in their home. And so it's really, when I'm decorating, I like to say that often to my viewers is that I'm going to kick it up a notch, but you can stop here if you wanted to. So I like for people to see that you can do this amount and that's perfectly fine. You can stop there. Or you can take it bigger and better, and just add it all in, go all the way in. And sometimes I like to do that. This year for fall, I think I've kept it fairly simple, especially with my fireplace mantle. And that video, I did mention that in the past, and I showed a few pictures of my previous fireplace mantles where it's like a fall explosion, or a Christmas explosion. And so this year I decided to keep it fairly minimal. So it's really up to you how far you want to go. In any styling, you can add as little or as much as you want. It's totally your preference. So, and sometimes you'll see that I might take everything down, especially on my mantle, and start it all over. Or there's times when I say, you know what, I'm just going to add in a few pieces, and there we go. Now here's my look.
Okay, I was trying to find your fireplace mantle, but I don't see it just yet.
I think I have, I see it there. I have on the white shirt. Go down one, up one, right there, yeah. And so, on the mantle is very, although it's kind of funny too, because I said that it was, you can see that in the picture, I thought it was minimalist. And I guess someone who is a true minimalist was like, that's not minimal. That was my summer look. And then I'm going to show you the items that I'm using for the fall and then how I create the fall look. And many of the items that I used in that fall mantle is items that I showed in my amazing home decor haul. So I think it's minimal, and everything is relative, right? It's relative to the person. Like, that's minimal. Someone could say, oh, okay, I'm going to stop right there. I'll add this little round thing, I'll add a pumpkin, and that's my look. You could do that if you want. It's just really whatever. That's one thing I love about home decor is whatever feels good to you, right? Whatever it is that feels good to you, then that's what you do, because it's your home and you're the one that's living in your space. So you want it to be as comfortable for you and your family as you like it.
Mm-hmm. This is beautiful, just really beautiful. And I can see where that could be considered minimalist for you, because you do tend to go with a few more pieces. But I absolutely love this. I love the simplicity of it. Then there are the two timeless pieces that you showed us in the other clip. And then those little circle statues, sculpture. Mm-hmm. And then there's your two pumpkins. So I love that look.
Thank you. Yeah. I thought it was quite minimal also.
Like they say, minimal was in the eye of the beholder. Well, I think this is a good time for us to do our apron note giveaway. So, and one of the things that we do here with Apron Diva is we give away an apron note in every order that we send out. And it is our hope that the homemakers, when they receive their apron notes, that they look at them as a note from their dearest friend. And the apron note this week is this one, and it says, overwhelmed, focus on one task at a time. So I'm sure that note is resonating with many of you out there. So let me know what that note means to you. And while you guys are writing that in, Mickey Blue Sky is going to choose a lucky viewer to win a copy of this apron note. And Kenya, as our guest, you will get a copy of this apron note as well. So I'll need to have your addresses so I can send it out. I don't know where my phone is. I just had it. No telling where that phone is.
Well, that's fantastic. I love that too. That's all we can do. One thing at a time, right? Take it one thing at a time.
Exactly. And so Mickey, here it is. You know what? My phone is black, the cover of it, so it just blends right in. And so she'll usually send me a text to let me know who the winner is. So while we're waiting on her to do that, she's got something in here. I don't know what that means, so I'm going to have to wait. But what are you people here in the chat? What do you think about that note when it says overwhelmed, focus on one thing at a time? So Valerie says sometimes it's one breath at a time. Yeah, I get that. I get that. Takeable Wife Garden says the note's very encouraging. As you know, a woman's job is never done. And if we focus on one task at a time, it can help us to stay focused. And I just got a note from Mickey Blue Skies, and she says Leanne is the winner. I'm sure I read that right. Where did she go? But she says, Leanne, I believe, am I correct? Is the winner of tonight's Apron note. So Leanne, if you could send me your address, and I want you, don't put it in the chat, please. Email me your address at thisandthatwith Denise@gmail.com. And can you the same for you? And I will send you out your copy of this week's Apron note.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And congratulations, Leanne.
Yeah. And I think as moms, as parents, as homemakers, whether we have parents or whether we have children or not, and just as homemakers, even if we're making our own home for ourselves, we can sometimes get overwhelmed just by life.
Absolutely.
So I think it's something for us to think about, that when you do get overwhelmed, try to focus on one thing at a time. Okay. And then let me remind you also that this week's featured apron is the robin. You can see it hanging up back there on the door. And it's 10% off this week only. And use the code Robin10 in the checkout when you check out to get the 10% discount code. Okay.
Fantastic.
All right. So now let me go back to our questions. Trying to stay on top of things. Oh, and if an apron is on your wish list, let your loved ones know so they can order soon enough to beat the Christmas shipping rush. All right. So, Kenya, I had to really laugh when on your amazing and affordable home decor haul, you said, is it fall season or is it haul season? Because that was a huge, huge haul. But
Yeah.
one of the things that I saw you do in that hall was you picked up what you consider to be timeless pieces. That little circle sculpture and then that large white vase, absolutely amazing. So I'm glad that you helped us understand what timeless meant. So let me go over here to the questions again. Oh, this was one of the questions from the community tab. And her question was this. How about help with colors? I'd like suggestions on fall colors for the farmhouse look and how to look farmhouse, but not like I just purchased a farmhouse aisle at Michael's.
Well, the person that asked that question should be following my channel because I am that person. I absolutely love the fall colors. So if you want traditional, or you want to see decor with traditional fall colors, then you're in the right place. Although in the past I have done my fall decor in non-traditional or neutral colors, and then I've done videos where I've mixed neutrals and traditional colors and kind of gave you a melding of both. Also, probably about 3 years ago, maybe 2.5, 3 years ago, I was bit by the farmhouse bug. And so before that, my look was very traditional. Like I liked very traditional pieces, very kind of Tuscan, maybe some Baroque like type things. Tuscan is in my heart. I absolutely love Tuscan home decor, point blank, period. Always, always will I love Tuscan home decor. But sometimes it gets a little heavy, sometimes it's kind of dark, and that's great for the fall and Christmas season. But in January, when I'm ready to take down all my Christmas decor and kind of lighten up the house and get ready for spring, I don't want such heavy dark colors, and so that's when I gravitated towards the farmhouse look, because it's more whitewash, it's grays, it's neutrals, whatever. But I'm a very vibrant person, I think, and I like to see vibrant colors. So I like to incorporate farmhouse style along with some of the modern style and traditional styles. So the furniture in my home is very traditional, but I incorporate some farmhouse pieces, and I still have some sometimes Tuscan style pieces and some modern style pieces that I like to incorporate to give a look that's truly my own. So you're right. When you go into Michael's, if you just buy everything that they have there, then you got a farmhouse look, but it's very generic, right? So for me, I think that it's always nice to just get what you like. Also, if you want farmhouse style, you know that's the style that you like, but you see something that's maybe glam, so it's all bling and crystals and everything, but you like it, then you add it in your space because it's what creates your look. And so, and that's what gives you your uniqueness. So there's not like, oh, I just went to Michael's or the Hobby Lobby and picked out the whole look, the display that they had. I bought everything on the display and came home and did it myself. And there's nothing wrong with that too. If that's what you like, and some people, like my sister is probably that person. She's like, oh, it looks so pretty, I'm gonna go recreate that. And then I'll come over to her house and I'm like, okay, well, let me do this. And she's like, that's so much better. And so, but so it's really up to you if how you want to do it. But if you are that person that really don't want to have that storefront look, then just get the pieces that you like and then incorporate some other pieces that you like as well. And as it relates to adding in the colors, there's pink pumpkins, there's yellow pumpkins, there's orange, oh, of course there's orange pumpkins, there's purple pumpkins, there's black pumpkins, there's every color of any decor, seasonal decor that you could imagine out there. So you just have to pick what you like and incorporate it into your decor. So as it relates to
for you, can I bring you home with me to help decorate my house for fall and Christmas? Will you just
look,
come on down to Indiana and just do that for me, please?
absolutely. I'm always available for consultations. We can do virtual consultation anytime. If you have questions about that, then go to my channel and on my about page, I have my email. You can send me an email and we can talk about it.
Because I tell you, I mean, you just make it sound so easy. And I will say, Kenya, I have learned a lot from watching you. I meant to bring up my lanterns and just kind of show you the lanterns that I have, because I never had a single lantern in this house. Now that I started following you, I have 4.
Oh my goodness, awesome.
4. So I'm learning how to decorate with lanterns and how just to kind of think outside the box or try some new things. I'm pretty traditional when it comes to most things, as you guys can probably guess, but still, I've just learned so much. And I like how easy you make it seems. And I left you a comment in today's video, and I said, when are you going to start your membership channel or your Patreon, where you start teaching specific lessons on how to do all of this? Because I thought, I mean, just watching your new series, How to Style Your House with Kenya, with Kenya, is just like walking through a master class. And I just absolutely love it. And just even the things that you guys have shared with us. I haven't taken a lot of questions from the chat, and because I've just been like trying to soak in all of the things that you've been sharing with us. And I'm like, I just keep wanting to hear more and more than I thought. She's got to have a course or something coming where she's going to be teaching us that we can sign up for to learn how to do all of this. So if this wasn't on your agenda, can I suggest you put it in your planner and your thoughts for 2022?
Absolutely. You know what, Denise? It's so ironic that you say that to me. Number one, and I want everyone to know that you have not, this is the first time you've ever said that to me. So this is not like this was pre-scripted or whatever. You're saying this now, and for me it's confirmation, because before we got on here today, I was very busy with work, and then I had some errands to run, and I rushed home and was like trying to get ready to be ready for here. And oh, thank you so much, capable wife. I said,
Oh,
I said, exactly. I said, I feel like it just in my spirit, it was like, I feel like this, I was feeling a little bit nervous at first, right? And Denise, and you guys don't know, Denise and I talk all the time on different topics about different things and just randomly also. So, but I said, this right here is preparation for what's to come. This show, your show that you're doing now, which is a YouTube show, is preparing you for something bigger than just what we're doing today. And then I was feeling nervous about being on here, and I was like, why am I nervous? I talk to Denise all the time. I'm just going to be talking to Denise. I'm in front of the camera on my channel all the time. So I'm in front of the camera. Why am I feeling nervous? And I was like, because this, God is preparing me for something bigger than I can imagine right now also. So for you to say that, Denise, I'm like, wow, it never crossed my mind to do a master class or whatever. So thank you for that. And it will definitely go into my planning phase for 2022. And for you guys looking out, watching too, and here commenting, thank you so much. And hopefully you'll join me.
yeah. There was a question, I'm trying to find it, about where can I find coastal colors? There it is. Where can I get ideas for fall coastal colors?
You live in Florida? Oh my goodness! Like they should be everywhere. I love Florida. We go every other year to Disney. So actually, my husband we would move there if we could. He loves it. I love it. So some of those favorite stores that I mentioned earlier, they always have seasonal decor. So we got Ross, Burlington's, Home Goods, Marshalls, TJ Maxx. Those 5 stores always have seasonal decor. And they usually put their decor out a month or 2 before the season. So like there's Christmas decor out right now, even though we're full-fledged fall, there's Christmas decor out. And then of course there's stores like Hobby Lobby and Michael's, Joann's, the craft stores that you can definitely get your coastal colors from. And then you'll probably have more of a selection from those stores, especially like Hobby Lobby or your local craft store, because that's what they do, right? But some of the discount stores that I mentioned, you got to be early. You got to be a person who likes to go shopping. Like I'm that person, right? If you're someone that's like, oh, I don't really care to shop, then you got to be very strategic and on point with when you go, because if you wait too late, if you wait till October 1st to start decorating for fall, you've already missed all of the really good stuff at those discount stores.
Okay. I'm going to start going a little faster just because I've been trying to keep an eye on the time, because I know you're going to have to put your little one down pretty soon. So down to sleep. So I just want to make sure that was clear.
Well, Daddy's on daddy duty tonight, so.
Oh, okay. All right. So I had a question. Let me find it. So one of them is, after 15 years of renting, I'm about to move into my forever home. Do you have any suggestions on how to get started decorating my new space? And congratulations on your forever home.
Exactly. I was going to say congratulations. That's fantastic. It's one person commented on one of my videos saying, thank you so much for showing us. It was I decorated my outdoor space, and they were like, thank you for showing us ideas on how to keep our curb appeal up and for us homeowners. And I was like, yeah, that's right. Because you're blessed with a home. You want to take care of it, right? You want to be a good steward. So congratulations to you. I'm so happy for you. And what I would say is how to get started is take your time and live in your space. You live in your space for a while, because sometimes you move in and you're like, I want this, I want all new everything. Like that's usually what we think, right? It's like, I got a new house, I want new everything. Well, that's not always realistic. It's not practical a lot of times. And so sometimes it's better to just live in your space, use what you have already, and then determine how you want to live in the space. Like here in our living room now, at first we had a TV in here and we had everything. This was like our family living space. And now that we've been in our house for a few years, I'm like, I don't want this to be our family living space. We are living in our family room upstairs where we hang out, we watch movies, we spend time. And this is our living space when we have guests to come over. So it depends on how you want to live in your home. And you don't know that until you've been there for a little while, right? To
Exactly.
feel for it. So that's what I would say. First, give yourself a chance to live in it, and then you can decide how you want to use the space, and then take your time decorating it. We've been in our house 5 years now, and I think in January, at the end of last year, we decided to move our furniture that was down here in the living room to media room upstairs, and that's when we decided we wanted to really use, because that space wasn't being used at all, and we were always down here, and it stays messy because there's toys with the kids and everything. So I was like, when we have guests come over, I don't want them to see our living space. I'm like, excuse the toys, let's pick up your socks, take your slippers upstairs. So we moved our living space where we hang out upstairs, so this can be a space that is welcoming and inviting for our guests. And so with that, from then it's been 9 to 10 months, and I'm just now getting to a point where I'm getting the living room space down here the way I want. So I think it's important to just take your time and don't feel like you're in a rush and got to make it happen overnight.
Okay. I'm going to let you look at this next question while I find the next one. Mickey Blue Skies just sent me one, but I got to find it. But this one says, I'm up to my eyeballs in boxes. I'm downsizing and feel completely overwhelmed. Any suggestions on how to get started?
If you're in boxes with downsizing. So I would say probably what I would do before I put everything in a box is determine what do I need to keep and what can I give away, or sell. So I am a firm proponent in that when I buy something, and you guys, I like to shop, so I buy quite often. I buy the things I want for my home, but I'm giving away a lot also. I give things to my family, to my friends, and I give to my local charities. And I also sell some things. Like, if you guys have been following me, I had 2 big garage sales this year.
I would have loved to go to that garage sale.
Look, the people were like, "Oh my God!" I participated in one first. I just did it myself, and then a few months later, my neighborhood did a community garage sale, and people were like, "I can tell you're a decorator." I was like, yeah. So you decide before you get yourself overwhelmed and pack up everything to take with you. You only take the things that you really want. So I would say sort out what you don't have to have, or things that you're willing to get rid of or to give away. Do that first, and so then that will help in not feeling too overwhelmed. And then you have a few extra dollars in your pocket, or you made someone else very happy because you've gifted them something that they can get some really good use out of. So I would say do that first.
Another thought that I had with the same topic is that take a look at the space you're going to be moving into and figuring out what size is that. You might need to take a few measurements or just look around to see, okay, so what can fit and what won't fit. My sister-in-law just downsized, and we went over and looked at her new house, and we're thinking about maybe downsizing here. And when I looked at her house, I was like, oh, nothing fits. Like, we have a family room, a living room, a dining room, and the kitchen. And now she's got a great room that the dinette is like off the kitchen, but it's like all one big space. So I thought, if we went to an arrangement like that, either the family room or the living room furniture is going to go. But okay, I'm getting a question. So let me quit talking. You know how chatty I can get. Let me quit talking. And here is the question. So how can I give my home curb appeal without it being too much? I'm disabled and unable to prune, dig, or do any type of planting, but I do want the outside of my home to be beautiful.
Okay, so if you are not able to physically do it, then I would say if you have a family member that can maintain your lawn for you, and then have them do it. Or if you have it in your budget, or you may have to, because sometimes we think, oh, I don't have the finances for that. When we might, you just have to decide what's most important to you. Is it important for you to go get your hair done or your nails done, or pay for a lawn service. So, you know, whatever. So you have to decide if you can't physically do it, then maybe shopping around and trying to find a lawn service that's affordable for you, and then tell them how you want your lawn cut. Before my husband and I was married, you know, I owned a home before we were married, and like I tried to cut the grass, right? I did. I messed it up a few times and I got okay with it, but I was like, I'm working full time at that time too. I decided to work on my master's, and then I had my son. I have an oldest son too, and I had him. I was like, I don't have time to be cutting grass. You know, I got a bunch of other stuff to do. I got to take him to football. I'm the team mom. You know, I'm like, I got to get snacks for these kids and get to the ball game. Like, I don't have time to cut the grass. So I hired someone and I told them how I wanted it. I wanted my lawn cut at an angle. So when you're driving down the street and cross this way, so it looked like X's on my lawn. I'm extra. I already know. If you guys don't know, you'll know I'm extra. That's how I wanted it. And I was like, I'm paying you, so this is what I want you to do. So you just ask them when you're paying someone to do a service for you, you make sure that they're doing exactly what you want. And that could include planting as well. And you can keep it simple. You can just do greenery without having to do annual flowers. Just keep it very simple so it's easy to maintain.
Or container pots too. That's another thing.
Exactly.
Here's the question. One of our sisters, Darcy, organized by Darcy. I'm sure you know Darcy. She says she doesn't shop because she's always concerned about storage. Where do you store all your things and decorations? I'm going to pull up that pillow storage while you answer that question.
Sure. Yeah. And that's funny too, because I do have pillow storage, and I also have storage under my staircase. So I did a video, honestly, early on in my YouTube journey. I had a lot of people asking me that. They were like, where do you store all this stuff? And I have to say, not just because of this, but I'm truly blessed. But I'm also truly blessed in that we found the house for us that has built-in storage. You know, that's probably why I love living in Texas too, because, you know, we do it big in Texas, right? And so under the staircase, there is a closet that walks in and goes under, and I store all of my seasonal decor under there. And I store all of my Christmas trees in my garage, which means my husband can't park his car in the garage, but he's okay with that. And I need to get me a storage unit. I want to get a storage shed built in our backyard. But until then, right now we have our Christmas trees there. And then in my guest bedroom, I have my pillow closet where I store all of my pillows, my seasonal pillows. Yeah, I have a bit of what is the word that people say? Like, I have an obsession with pillows. Honestly, guys, the reason I love pillows so much is because pillows can really impact your space. You can change the look of and the feel of your space by adding pillows. Pillows is an easy way to incorporate seasonal decor by just changing out your pillows. Even if you're the person that's like, I don't like pumpkins and I don't want to put Christmas trees out, but I want to, or my place is too small, I don't even have space for a Christmas tree or whatever, but I want to add in some festiveness, add a few throw pillows. And now you usher in the season without having to do a whole lot of extra. Add a couple of pillows, seasonal pillows, and a throw blanket. And now, there you go. You've got the spirit of the season without having to go way over top.
Let me just point out right here, you guys see the screen, and you can see the screen, correct?
Yes.
Okay, because I shut down my other device, but I like how on this video you showed a similar pillow with a separate, like a dupe, and you compared the prices on those. But with that orange pillow, you brought in the fall season.
Exactly.
And look how large it is too. So I really like that.
Yeah, and the pillow that I purchased was, I think, like a third of the cost of the pillow from the more expensive store.
And then look at this ginormous one.
Yes, that pillow is large and in charge. Guys, on the camera, sometimes, like, I don't know if people who don't do YouTube know that the camera doesn't always do things justice. And that pillow is I should measure it. I should have measured it, but it's huge. It's very large, and it has a velvety fabric to it that has a sheen on it that is absolutely gorgeous. And it was $25. Now, for me, for some people, that's not a lot. Some of my girls in our dream team, I know some of them probably have spent more on a pillow, or they maybe spent that much on a pillow cover. And that pillows can be hundreds of dollars depending on where you go shopping, right? In some of the high-end designer stores, pillows are easily over $100. But that pillow is absolutely gorgeous. And I didn't want to buy two of them because I didn't want to pay $50 for two pillows, which honestly I kicked myself after that because that's a great price, because the retail store or at the high-end stores, that pillow is $150. So $25 was just, but I was like, all I need is one to make the statement that I wanted to make, and it absolutely did when I showed how I use that in my master bedroom styling.
Okay. I like the fact that in that particular video too, you showed what the pricing was. And one comment that you just made that I want to draw everyone's attention to, when you said pricing is all relevant. So if I'm a young homemaker, I don't have much budget, I might think, wow, $25 is a lot for a pillow. But if I've got a different budget, and I may not. So could you just speak for a minute about what might be a good middle of the road or beginning price point for a new homemaker? Because again, and you're looking at investment pieces or statement pieces.
Exactly right. Like I'm the person that always want to get the most bang for my buck in everything that I do. Everything, not just in decor, but in travel and vacation. I always want to get the best at the best price, right? Like I have a champagne taste level on a root beer budget. So yes, so that's me, right? I like nice things. I like the high end look. I like that, but I don't always want to pay that. Even if I can afford it, or if I cannot afford it, I don't want to pay that, even if I can afford it. And so for me, I think if you have a limited budget, or if you just want to be cost conscious, if it's not even that you can't afford it, you just don't want to spend your resources in that on this type of thing, then that's totally fine. So what you do is you shop off season, number one. So that means you got to plan ahead a bit. So you need to say, okay, I want to invest in a Christmas tree. I want a 12-foot Christmas tree. That's going to be a few $100s that I don't want to pay a few $100s. So I'm going to start planning now and saving my dollars, and then know that after Christmas, the day after Christmas, I'm going to be at the Christmas tree place to buy my 12-foot artificial tree at 50% off. And if I could hold off a bit longer and just wait the game out, then they could get down to 60% off. And if I hold out even a bit longer and keep going, then I can get 75% off. So you just have to be patient, and you have to plan ahead. And that's how you get the most bang for your buck. So if you're a new homeowner or you're a new homemaker and you know that you want to be able to decorate your home for the seasons, when you make that decision that I really want to decorate my home, don't run out to the Dollar Tree and spend $100 on little Dollar Tree pieces, because that's $100 either way. Now you got 100 little pieces that's going to get broken, that's going to, fade in the color, that's going to be trash by next year. Or you could take that same $100 and wait till after the season and invest it into you a quality Christmas tree, or a quality pumpkins, like my pumpkins I had out in my front yard. Those are not cheap, but I bought them off season, or you wait till there's a coupon or things like that. So you want to, if you want to really make your dollars go further, you want to plan ahead and plan accordingly. I already know every year I'm going to be off from work the day after Thanksgiving, because that's a big shopping day. And so I've been planning and setting aside money so that I know when I'm ready to go shopping on Black Friday, I'm not concerned about how much I'm spending, because of course I'm going to be concerned about it, but I know that I've set a budget for myself, so I'm not spending my mortgage money on, decor pieces. So, and even still, I'm looking for the best price. So, I think that's important. Is when if you're a new homeowner or a new homemaker and you're wanting to decorate your home, start planning ahead, thinking about what you want to do, and then preparing for that, and just getting what you can in your budget and making the investment pieces, like I said, pieces that are going to last you for years to come, not something that's just trendy right now.
Okay, I'm getting a couple of messages from my administrator reminding me of the time. So let me give you, this will be the last question we take, and then we'll hit the lightning round, okay? All right. So this question is, I love how you use neutrals and so much white in your home, but I have small children, so white is a color I'm afraid to use. And before you answer this one, I do want to get to the candle one too. So we'll do those two, and then we'll do the lightning round. So here's this question.
Okay, so to this question, I have small children also. My youngest son is 7, and then we have a grandson who's 2, and we actually have one on the way. They'll be here in a couple of weeks. And so, yeah, I know we're excited, so happy for my stepson and his wife. And so I understand how white can be a scary color. So with our furniture, like if you guys have been following me, you know that we did the space down here. I purchased a very light colored linen type fabric furniture in my living room, and because we had dark gray. And when I bought the dark gray, I bought it intentionally because Addison was 2 years old when we bought our house. And I was like, his little grimy hands are going to be on everything. And so I want dark fabric that's a durable fabric. So it's like the microfiber or whatever, or micro suede type of fabric. Very durable. But I was like, okay, it's too dark now. I don't like it being so dark down here. So we moved it upstairs to our media room. It's perfect. But what I did when I purchased this furniture is make sure that, number one, we got the warranty on it, and we got the Scotch guarding on it. So if there's a spill, it just kind of bubbles up. You can just wipe it right off, so that your piece is not damaged. And because accidents happen, and now that they're getting even a little bit older, at 7 to 8, like bigger accidents happen, right? So if the sofa accidentally gets cut with scissors or something, because they're cutting a project and accidentally cut the seam off the pillow, then it's easily replaced, or the piece is either that pillow is replaced or the cushion is replaced. And if it can't be replaced, then they'll replace the whole piece. So we paid extra to have that protection. I think that's important, especially if you're going to spend thousands of dollars on your furniture pieces. Then you want to go ahead and make that extra investment protecting. You protect your car, you buy a car, you get insurance on it. I think it's important to do the same thing for your furniture because it is an investment. And this is something that we're going to keep for years and years to come. So if an accident happened, I don't want to just be like, oh, well, now it's ripped. No, they're going to place it or fix it. So that's why I think it's okay to use light colors and white, because I have protected those pieces so that the major, investment pieces. So if an accident happens, then we're covered. As it relates to other things like pillows and that's why I like to use pillow covers, because they can easily zip it off, throw it in a wash machine, and then put it back on good as new.
Okay, I just want to bring back to one thing you talked about when you talked about spending thousands of dollars for furniture. If you're a new homemaker, a young homemaker, you may not be able to spend thousands of dollars for furniture. It might be something you pick up at Value City for less than 1,000 or whatever. But regardless of how much you spend on it, it is your investment. It is where you are, and you want to take care of it. So I like the idea of making sure you get it Scotch guarded, because every place is going to probably offer something like that. And then also you can always use a throw or something like that on it too. So I'm going to go to the candle question, which is here, and then we're going to get to the lightning round, or Mickey Blue Skies is going to yell at me. So go ahead. So this question is, I want to start adding candles. I want to start adding candles into my decor. What do you suggest I look for in a candle?
So for me, when I'm selecting a candle, there are a few things I look for. Number one is I look to see if it's a soy or soy blend candle. And that's because I have some allergies, and Addison does also. His allergies are more severe than mine. But candles that are not soy or at least soy blend tend to irritate me. They irritate my throat. They make my nostrils feel inflamed, like, or whatever. So, number one, that's what I'm looking for. If it's not a soy or at least a soy blend candle, then I'm not going to buy it unless it's just really pretty and I just want to have it as decor. But otherwise, I'm not going to bring that in my home because I'm not going to use it. And sorry, someone here wants to say hi really quick. You can say hello, and then you got to go night-night. No, give me one. Okay, give me a hug. Hi on YouTube. Say hi, everybody. Hi. Okay,
Hi, Addison. How are you?
Good.
It's good to see you.
Say thank you. Okay, go get your water bottle and go back up to bed. Sorry about that. Unexpected guest.
No, we're infringing on his time. Mickey Blue Skies was reminding me that it's like 8:55, and I'm like, oh, she's got to get Addison to bed. So, okay, but now what about candles in little ones?
Yes. So what I was going to say to that too is, so first, that's what I look for if I'm going to even bring it in my home. And then once it's in my home, I'm very selective about where I put a candle because, as you can see, I do have a little one. And also, too, you just want to be mindful because candles need attention, right? You don't want to leave a candle unattended and then have a disaster. So I think it's important to, if you're going to use a candle or any type of open flame, that it is monitored at all times. So when I use an open candle, I use it specifically in one place in my home, and that's on my kitchen island, which is very large space, and I can put it in the center where it's not easily accessible. And then there's nothing around it that might fall over into it and spark, a larger flame. So you want to be mindful of that. And I'm always careful about that. If I found a candle that I really like, then I'm gonna do that, number one. So as an alternate, many people who follow me know that I like to use the wax melts. So I have a wax warmer. You can pick them up almost anywhere. Walmart, every place that sells decor has wax warmers. Kroger's has it. Your grocery store, they're everywhere. So with your wax warmer, you don't have to worry about an open flame, but you can still have a beautiful fragrance in your home. And there's a variety, a plethora of fragrances for your wax warmers. Like for every season, for every day, your home can smell like whatever you want it to smell like. So for me, that's a great alternative to candles because now I don't have to be so mindful of it. I can put it on and know that it's going to be okay. Now, but with that, if you have even smaller or younger children like our grandson is too, I wouldn't want him to put his hands into that melted wax, right? Because that's going to hurt. Not like an open flame, but it's still going to hurt. So even with that, I put my wax warmers in places that the little ones, the little toddlers can't get to. So with anything, when it comes to that, you want to be careful. So I mentioned to you that I recently have fallen in love with the little sachet packets. Now, I was in Kirkland's not too long ago, and they were like, I bought my items that I wanted, and she said, well, we're in the selling our sachet packets. They're 3 for $6. And I thought, okay, fine, I'll give it a try. I've tried them in the past from different places, like Walmart and places like that, even Ross, and to me, they were not very fragrant. And so I felt like it wasn't really worth the $2. But the ones I can say at Kirkland's are amazing. They smell wonderful. And it fills the space. I have them I put 3 of them in my guest bathroom here. And not only do they fill the space in the guest bathroom, you can smell it out into the entryway. They are amazing. So to me, that's a great alternative to a candle or wax warmers. But I will say, even with that, if you have small children, you want to be careful because if they rip it open, the stuff inside of that is not edible. So with everything, you want to be careful when you have children and make sure that you're putting safety first before, the decor. But so with that, I have them put up away so no one can reach it. But it's like the safest way if you want to add a fragrance in your home and be safe. Do the
Okay.
flameless
Last question here. Do the flameless I
candles
guess
have a
the wax warmers have a scent? And I believe they do, don't they?
The wax melts definitely. They're very scented. Now, there are some flameless candles that have scent, but they don't give throw like a lighted candle would. Meaning, when you say throw, meaning the fragrance is going to permeate throughout your space. At least I haven't come across any flameless candles that are actually giving throw. I have some flameless candles that have fragrance that smell like vanilla or whatever. So if I have them on my dining room table, if you're sitting at the table, you can smell the vanilla, but it really doesn't go beyond, you know, maybe a
Okay.
couple of feet from them. So it's not going to permeate your space.
All right. Lightning round.
All right.
Ross or Z Gallery?
Ross every day. Now I won't give up on Z Gallery because they do sales. Z Gallery if it's on sale, but Ross every day.
Okay. Ginger jars or candelabras?
Ginger jars for me.
French provincial or Tuscan?
Oh, now that's not fair. Tuscan in my heart, but French provincial is beautiful too. But I gotta say Tuscan.
Live plants or faux?
So I'm gonna say faux because I have lots and lots and lots of faux plants, but I am a plant mama, so live has a place for me too.
Hallmark Channel or Netflix?
Hallmark every day, especially from November to January.
All right then. So a Christmas tree grows in Brooklyn or Disney's Jungle Cruise?
What was the first one?
A Christmas tree grows in Brooklyn.
Or Jungle Cruise. I don't know about the Christmas tree girls in Brooklyn, but it's Christmas, so I'm sure I would love it. Jungle Cruise I love The Rock, so he's gonna win.
Well, Christmas tree grows in Brooklyn. It's one of the new Hallmark Christmas movies.
I haven't seen it yet, so
Haven't
I'm
seen
gonna
it
have
yet.
to search that one out.
Okay. King James or New International Version?
King James,
Michael's or Joanne's?
Michaels.
Lemon pound cake or sweet potato pie?
Sweet potato pie, I'm a Southern girl.
Okay. Kenya, I want to thank you so much. I mean, you have blessed us today. You've just been dropping knowledge all over the place. The chat has just been blowing up with how much they've been learning from you. And I just have to say, you were absolutely amazing. And Lovely Cross says she missed it. Lovely Cross, you are going to have to catch the replay
Yeah.
because this woman was amazing. I am looking forward to your master class or your Patreon or your course or whatever it is that you're going to do on the next level. So I'm looking forward to that.
Thank you. Yes.
Yes. So thank you so much, Kenya, for joining us. So, ladies and gentlemen, what is your takeaway? What have you taken away from today's chat with Kenya? Tell me in the chat box. If you're here on the replay, drop it in the comment section. But I would love to know what your aha moment was and how you plan to use it in your home decor. And
Denise, can
Kenya,
I
how can we stay connected with you?
say? Okay. Most definitely. I was gonna say real quickly, Mimsy Whimsy says she likes the Hallmark channel, but she doesn't have it. They have the movies on YouTube also. If you wanted to, you can Google like Hallmark movies and then watch them on YouTube.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. Many of them are, and not maybe the newer ones, but the older ones most definitely. But yes, if you want to get in contact with me, you can follow me on my YouTube channel, Kenya Decor Corner. Um, and if also you can follow me on Instagram with the same name, Kenya Decor Corner. And of course, you can always reach me by email if you wanted to reach me or contact me for a collaboration or maybe a consultation or things like that. Then you can email me, or you can send me a DM on Instagram. But email is probably the best for that.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. All right. And then, Kenya, I am going to let you say goodbye, and then I'm going to put you back in the waiting room so that if you need to go and, talk to your people before I close this out, I'll give you a minute that you can do that. Okay.
Fantastic.
So I'm going to remove you from the screen after you say goodbye.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Denise, for having me. It's truly been a pleasure. It's been so much fun, and
Oh,
I
this
really
was
feel like it's just one of our telephone conversations, right?
yeah, exactly. All
So we
right.
can talk for hours and hours on the phone. We're like, okay, we got to go. And you're in a different time zone than me, so it's later for you. But yeah, thank you so much for having me. Hopefully, we'll have an opportunity to do this again. I would love to be your guest again here. And yeah, thank you so much to everyone who's watching, who's joined us. If you're here from my channel and you're here to support me, thank you so much. And be sure to support Denise as well and show her some love here on her channel. And if you happen to go over to my channel from Denise's channel because you watched this video and this live stream, then thank you so much for stopping by. Please be sure to join my channel. I am in the process of growing the channel, and I would love to have new family members there as well. And what I like to say in each, oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say what I like to say in each one of my videos is I truly appreciate all of you, especially my faithful family members, and I will look forward to seeing each of you on the next video. Much love and many blessings. Bye, guys.
I am going to link the 3 videos that we talked about tonight from Kenya's channel in a description box. They're not in there yet, but they will be. Go over and at least watch all 3 of those, and her new series, How to Style Your Home on a Budget, is just amazing. And so 3 of the videos that's in that series, we kind of looked at some pieces of that tonight. So there's that. And then let me invite you to take a look at my last video. It's Dollar Tree prepping. And yes, I'm sorry to be talking about prepping, but ladies and gents, we have to do it. We have to do it. We have to do it. I won't go into why, but it's just something we need to do. You've got to prepare for any possible food shortages in your area based upon whatever emergencies your area tends to have. So please be sure to do that. Thank you, Capable Wife, for saying what you said. I appreciate that. And Linda said she's looking forward to the replay. They were having some issues there. Michelle, thank you. Wasn't Kenya amazing? Oh my goodness. She just has so much to teach. Next week, we have Kay from The Organized Soprano is supposed to be on with us. So I'm really looking forward to Kay being on next week. So she has so much. Well, she's a lot of fun and she knows a lot about organizing. So I'm looking forward to having her on next week. And oh, thank you, Penny. I appreciate it. So again, we've got let's see, I'm getting in the wrong place. There we go. I thought. So much love and blessings to Kenya, as she says. And then Penny says, great show. And oh, thank you. She said she's already watched it and good. And thank you, Fruganista, for jumping in with us tonight. And then Rebecca said she's watched it and enjoyed that. So there's that. And then be sure to visit Apron Diva at www.aprondiva.com. Check out our new Christmas aprons. I got one over there too. It's got the little farmhouse truck on it that's so popular, and some inspirational ones. So be sure to check those out. And in the meantime, this is Denise Jordan saying you're not done yet. Click on the link in the description box and check out another of our homemaking stories, or check out our past shows. Oh my goodness, we've had such great guests on. Last week we had Robin from Faith and Flower, and then we had so many other great people on. So thank you guys so much for joining us, and I will see you all next time. Good night, ladies and gents.